Cool. Yeah. Start. I'm still kind of things. It's you're like a little bit through the statue.
Perfect. Yeah, and I'm like, refuge in the divine. Taking refuge in God means to offer all of your actions, thoughts, feelings, and emotions to the divine. You do not remain a doer. You are free and liberated from your own self-created bondage. We cannot have peace, happiness, and contentment until we offer our hearts to the divine and become one with it. At the time of despondency, pain, gloominess, or hopelessness, where can you turn? Let your mind be fixed on the divine with complete surrender. We suffer in the present by simply dwelling in our painful memories. If we take refuge in this great effulgent light, we are no longer our past and no longer the sufferer. Namaste and welcome, friends. You may see some familiar faces here. We're having a retreat here at Shivalaya and streaming as well. Love streaming. I'm from Shivalaya. And thank Brett for the beautiful vibes, and for everyone that has joined us here, and also for you out there. It feels like now more than ever in any of our lives have we felt the need and pull to come together as a human community, as well as heal so many different wounds. And the refuge that Baba Haridas, those are all words from my teacher, spoke to, is the refuge of the spirit as we move through these, challenging times. And I would say that within the container of that refuge of spirit is the refuge of our yoga practice. We all know how it guides us into our own humanity and finds, the continuity, if you will, that we have with each other in partnership and sister and brotherhood. So I offer in this time that teaching above any other teaching, particularly above the teaching of self-interest. We find so much that self-interest guides all of our perceptions and our desires, and that self-interest is ultimately binding into our experience. And so let us free ourselves from our self-guided interest and offer that, as that, the Bhagavad Gita teaches us, our actions to the divine. So we begin to pierce through the veils of our own ignorance and merge into something that's our destiny, that's greater than this individual self that we are, but we just seem so, self-motivated or even self-righteous in the pursuit of these ideas that are ultimately, maybe a little smaller than these greater aspects of the Great Spirit. This morning, for those who are joining us on the stream, is going to be just a little different, of course, than what we normally do. I'm going to do a little ceremony, some chants and things, and then we'll do our seated practice. So we'll do our pranayama and meditation, and then the stream will be complete at that point. So send a little shout out or so in the comments if you wish. I'd sure love to see who's out there. One of the features of doing ceremony, and Babaji, my teacher, said that when we do worship, it allows our lives to begin to, if you will, offer our actions to the divine. It isn't something that, say, necessarily comes normally, for any of us. But it's keeping that concept of the divine presence always in the heart space. So then that, that growth and that connection can then expand. The ceremony, after a couple of invocation mantras, I'll do a Ganesh mantra to invoke the removal of obstacles, and then I'll do a little offering to Shiva and some chanting. And what I would offer as we go through this, and I'll kind of indicate some of the symbology of the ceremony and how you may connect with that. But the altar that you have, and those who are here at Shivalaya, there's many altars here. But the altar is also in your heart. This is in Hridayam, the cave where the divine exists within you. And so we take these external ideas and then literally insert them into a very specific place inside of our bodies where this altar also is existing in its full light. So again, namaste, friends. So this first couple mantras I chant, the first are for the purification of my body, and then I'll purify the earth element in the body, and then the celestial elements, and then the earth, the celestial, and the heavenly elements. It's offered with water, where I sprinkle water over my head. And the water represents the amrit, the nectar that's flowing from Sahasra Chakra, the crown chakra. So you can bring your attention into, say, the top of the head and just gently focus it there. As these mantras are chanted, maybe imagine that you're being cleansed from the crown all the way through the body. Let's start together though with an Om. Do it together. Om. Two more of those. Goodness. Punatu. Om Buhu Punatu. Om Swaha Punatu. Om Bhurvaha Swaha Punatu. Om Punatu. Om Buhu Punatu. Om Swaha Punatu. Om Bhurvaha Swaha Punatu. And an Om here together. Om. Spirit, please purify the earth, the celestial, and the heavens within us. And the next three mantras are chanted in offer to the gods, to our ancestors, and to all the human race, invoking each force. We recognize that we exist in this timeline, but what preceded this is the entire ancestral lineage of the universe, all the way back to the conception of time itself. And so we make an imprint in this timeline that this love and this peace and this intention and this effulgency can then be carried into the future of the lineage of the human race. So we stamp the Akashic records with this Shakti, with this force of intention of peace, of harmony, of goodwill, of love, of community, and of healing. It's offered with water. Om Ba Deva Tripyantam. May the gods be pleased. Om Ba Pitara Tripyantam. May the ancestors be pleased. Om Ba Manusha Tripyantam. May the humans be pleased. Om Ba Deva Tripyantam. May the gods be pleased. Om Pitara Tripyantam. The ancestors. Om Ba Manusha Tripyantam. The humans. Om Ba Deva Tripyantam. Om Ba Pitara Tripyantam. Om Ba Manusha Tripyantam. And an Om here together. On this 20th day of the 6th month in the year 2020, the time of the summer solstice, the time of a new moon, the time of an eclipsal force of the cosmos, we merge into this vitality. We ask that Sri Ganesh be invited into this realm, so that archetypal force can help clear the hindrances along the way. Let's start with an Om here together. Gananantva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Priyanantva Kripati Gum Havamahe Nidinantva Nidipati Gum Havamahe Vaso Mama Aham Jani Garbhadamat Vamajasi Garbhadam. And an Om here together. We invoke you with offerings, Lord of the universe. We invoke you with offerings, Lord of love. We invoke you with offerings, guardian of the treasure. Come and sit within us, revealing the realm of the great gods and spirits within us. Yes, revealing the realm of the great gods and spirits within us. Concentrate now in the heart. Just imagine that Ganesh is taking a seat in your heart with this mantra. Om Nanaratnasama Yuktam Mukta Harvibhushitam Swarnasam Asanam Charukyachatam Pratigritam. And an Om here together. Om Sumukas Jayakadantas Chak Kabilo Gajakarnakaha Lamborasti Vikata Vignanasha Vinayakaha Dhumakito Ganajachau Balachandra Gajananaha Vabhishaitani Namani Yapate Tunyaditi Vidyarambe Vivahe Chapraveshe Nirgame Tata Sangame Sakate Chaiva Vignastasya Nijayate Vignabadikutarya Shviganari Pataye Namaha Vakratunna Mahakarya Surikukti Samaprabha Avinam Kume Deva Sarvakayeshu Sarvadam Shuklam Bharadidam Vishnu Shashvanam Chitrubhujam Prasannavanandaye Sarvavigno Pashantaye Navastesham Jayastesha Utastesham Purajaya Isham Vivarashamo Nidayascha Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om here together. Om. We invoke Ganesh, the one who removes obstacles and clears the path along our way. We invoke Ganesh at the time of education, at the time of marriage, or the time of calamity. And we ask in any of these times or any other time that our pathway is cleared, and we chant the 12 names of Ganesh, and it said one who listens or chants is ensured success in any of their endeavors. And we pay special oblations to Vishnu, the one who preserves the universe, and also to the ancient teachers, the ancestral lineage, the great yogis, and the illuminated beings, the avatars that preceded us in this timeline. And we pay homage to the power of all this self-effulgent light. So we make offerings now to Shiv, to the Great Spirit. The incense, the gandham, represents the all-pervading nature of consciousness. And the light represents the light of consciousness itself and being fully established in that light. So I'm going to ask the people here on retreat to chant the mantra of Om continuously. It's called Omkar practice. And so you just chant in your own pacing, your own breath, create that your own relationship with the divine as I do this brief ceremony. So we can begin together. Exhale the breath, and then inhale here. Just continue chanting your own pace. Vandam samapayami Shri Shivaya Namaha. Om Devan samapayami Shri Shivaya Namaha. Om Agnir Jyotir Jyotir Agni Swaha. Suryo Jyotir Jyoti Surya Swaha. Agnir Varjo Jyotir Varja Swaha. Suryo Varjo Jyotir Varja Swaha. Manopujahankar Chitani Naham Nachar Shrutra Jive Nachagrana Netre Nachavyoma Bhupnir Nitejo Navayus Charananda Rupa Shivoham 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 Shivoham, Shivoham, Chirananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham, Nachaprana Sagnyo, Navaipancha Vair, Navasapta Natuna, Napancha Nakosha, Navakpa Niparam, Nachopashchapayu, Chirananda Rupa, Shivoham, 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 Chirananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham, Namedve Saragao, Namelo Bhamohao, Madonaiva Mainaiva Matsarya Bhava, Nadarmo Nacharto, Nakamo Namokshas, Charananda Rupa, Shivoham, 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 Chirananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham, Na Punyam, Na Papam, Na Saukyam, Na Dukam, Na Mantro, Na Kirtam, Na Veda, Na Yajnaha, Abham Bhojanam Naiva, Bhojam Na Bhokta, Chirananda Rupa, Shivoham, 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 Chirananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham, Namichur Nashanka, Namejati Beta, Pita Naiva Mainaiva Mata, Najama, Nabantu, Namitram, Guru Naiva Shishas, Chirananda Rupa, Shivoham, 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 Chirananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham, Namedve Saragao, Namelo Mohau, Manedhaiva Monaiva Matsarya Baba, Nadarmo Nachato, Nakamo Namokshas, Chirananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham. And join me here. Shivoham, 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 Chidananda Rupa, Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham, and again, Shivoham, 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 Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham. We're not mind, intellect, thought, or ego. Not mantra, not Veda, not yajna, not sacrifice, not prana, not the five vital airs, not the ego. We are the soul of knowledge and bliss. We are Shiva. We are Shiva. We are the soul of knowledge and bliss. You are Shiva. 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 The purpose of all spiritual practice is to connect our mind with the conscious mind of the universe. We use forward folds and downward dogs. We use mantras. We use positive intention. We use symbology and ritual. These all point to this great idea, this great abstract understanding. So I'll be right back. just a little cool. Kevin, my brother, he came from Nevada, and I think it was probably like over 100 degrees yesterday there. And it was frosty up here this morning. So, let's just get a little warmer. So one of the things that I've been talking about these last number of weeks is the needle and the thorn, and I've used it as an example, if you will, of the movement, the protesting is essentially the needle that's trying to remove the thorn of racism. And this idea is that you can't just pull out the thorn. It won't come out by itself. It's too deep. It's lodged so deep inside that there's nothing that will remove it except a needle. And so it takes a sharp object that's equally or more powerful than the thorn to remove the thorn. And this is a teaching from Babaji, that it's actually the needle is our yoga practice, and the thorn are conditioned experiences, are conditioned beliefs. And it's that power of the tapas of our yoga practice that then purifies our being. And so I absolutely see what's happening in the world right now as a samskara, as a karma. That's how I view this, and that's what it is. And what I would say is it's not limited to America. This is a karma that exists in the entire human race. It's almost like this is a battle for humanity. And humanity's battle for an elevation of our consciousness. This is so far beyond the individual stories of trauma. It's so much bigger than that. And it almost feels that it's the friction that's necessary for us to evolve, or we'll just dissolve. And it's ultimately the quest for peace. And every human heart is a desire for peace. And so that must be the center point of all this, is peace. And then from that, harmony and unification. If we're not trying to heal, then we're dividing. And that's as equally as damaging. And for the yoga practitioner, the crux of this is that we're inviting transformation every time we step on our mat, every time we sit for meditation, every time we create a relationship with the divine. We're asking and inviting an evolution of consciousness and an evolution into the perception of peace. So deep yogic breathing. The technique, if it's new, begins by expanding the belly as you initiate the inhale. Ribs expand, chest lifts and expands. So full breath in, pause at the top, a kumbhak for a few counts, then gently exhale slowly, pause at the bottom. Deep yogic breathing with kumbhak. The suspension of breath at the top of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale. What we practice and how we practice are equally important. There's technique, but then there's the process of the experience. And so as you breathe deeply, let it be smooth and fluid and present and integrated and peaceful. With every breath in, you're drinking in life force energy. You're drinking in prana. I'm not concerned about the oxygen at all. It really means nothing. With the kumbhak, the pause, you're allowing that pranic energy, that life force energy to gently fuse itself into your subtle fabric of your subtle body. Your inner drishti, your inner observation of this practice allows for the beginnings of the development of your present moment perception to begin to mature. And then with your next exhalation, just gently release the practice here. Our next practice is Nadi Shodan within the context of the four purifications. Nadi Shodan means nerve cleansing. It's commonly known as alternate nostril breathing. The technique is to bend the index finger and the middle finger into the palm of the hand and extend the thumb and ring finger. So you can do that now. Bring the right hand to the face, lift the elbow, the head stays in line, so chin, sternum, pubic bone. Gently exhale and then close the right nostril with the right thumb. And then breathe through the left nostril, inhaling. Get to the top of that breath, lift the thumb, take the ring finger, close the left nostril and exhale through the right. If you're familiar with this practice, begin to find your own pacing. Inhale through the right nostril, full yogic breath. Get to the top, lift the ring finger, thumb closes right nostril, exhale left. That constitutes one round, and just continue as time permits. If you get confused at all in this practice, just remember to switch your fingers at the top of the inhalation. One can always focus on the third eye chakra. As you do this practice, roll the eyes up inside the head and just imagine as you inhale, you lift the pranic energy into the center of the brain. Stay with the practice. Listen carefully by exhaling out the left nostril. Complete the practice. Just feel the effects of the practice. And the next pranayama, the 4 purifications, is called Kapalbhati, and that means skull shining. It's done with sharp exhalations, using the diaphragm to move the breath and piercing the head area, the third eye area with the breath, with a concentration on the exhalation. The inhale comes in as a natural reflex, and it's a chest breath. We'll do 50 repetitions of this practice in the catch breath and another 50. And then just begin when you're ready. Catch breath. And begin when you're ready. Feel the effects of the practice. So our next practice is called Agni Sardhauti. Agni, the fire wash, Dauti, wash. It's done on an exhale retention. So there are contraindications for this practice. The first have to do with the retention. So any heart or lung issues, just do deep yogic breathing. Pressure in the eyes can build, so glaucoma, detached retina. And then because we'll be manipulating the abdominal region, so anything in the internal organs, ulcers, types of things can be aggravated by this practice. So make those self-selections. Also, the moon cycle is probably something that you need to modify. Again, it's done on an exhale retention, so we'll take a full breath in, hold the breath out, lean forward, then oscillate the tummy to the spine and release it in rapid succession. And then what will govern the length of this practice is your ability to hold the breath out of the body, so there's no breathing here. When you need to breathe, you just lean back, let the torso go straight, and take an inhale. Again, we'll do 2 rounds of this practice together. So exhale the breath completely, and then take a nice big inhale here. And exhale, lean forward, hands turn in, hold the breath out, no cheating, no breathing, and oscillate the tummy. Just take a moment here, catch breath. And then another inhale, and 1 more round. Feel the effects of the practice. And then the last of the 4 purifications is Ashvini Mudra, the horse seal. It's done on an inhale retention, so same contraindications as before. But then once the breath is held in, so not out, but in, we just squeeze and release the anal sphincter muscle in rapid succession. Again, rhythm is more important than pace. So just very rhythmically squeeze and release the anal sphincter muscle. The contraindications and add on is, again, moon cycle. And if there's any irritants, any hemorrhoid type thing down there, just deep yogic breathing. We'll do 2 rounds of Ashvini Mudra. And so together here, we'll exhale the breath and then inhaling. Hold the breath in, squeeze and release. And when you're ready, second round, so catch breath. And just feel the effects of the practices here. In the 4 purifications, we're balancing and invoking the 3 doshas, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, purifying those entities within us. And then there's a transition from the physical form to Sukshma Sharira, and that is the subtle body. So we go from physical to cosmic. So cosmic being emerges now. You may envision this entity as an effulgent light that's shining within and without. Okay, we'll move on. The next practice is the practice of the bandhas, the locks. We'll do each one individually. The first will be Mula Bandha. It's done on an inhale retention. So we'll take a full breath in, and as we breathe in towards the top, we contract the area of the anal sphincter. Again, the bandha of Mula Bandha is actually this field inside the body called Ganesh Nadi. And Ganesh Nadi is about 4 finger widths deep inside the column of the colon. And so we really pursue a constriction of that. What this does is it allows the more normalized downward flow of pranic energy to be reversed and move up. It's heating and also very purifying. That energy can then be free in a way even to move into the head area. We'll do 3 rounds of this practice. The breath retention is, just a short amount of time, 10, 15 counts. So we'll do this together. Exhale the breath, and then take an inhale. Contract the anal sphincter muscle area as you top out the breath and hold the breath here. So gently release. 2 more rounds on your own, please. So allowing the practice to integrate here. So the next bandha is Jalandhar bandha. It's the throat lock. It means cloud holding water. It's done on an inhale retention. So we'll take a full breath in, hold the breath, and then release the chin down into the hollow of the throat, lift the sternum, and then you may even turn up the corners of the mouth to close the glottis, the back of the throat. Hold the breath first, whenever comfortable, and then lift the chin and exhale. That's the technique. We'll do 3 of these. We'll do the first one together. Exhale the breath. Take a full inhale. Get to the top of the breath. Release the chin. Lift the sternum. Turn the corners up of the mouth. Hold the breath in. And lift the chin and exhale. 2 more rounds on your own, please. Just feel the effects of the practice. The last bandha is Uddiyana bandha, the navel lock. It means flying upward. It's done on an exhale retention. So we'll take a full breath in, exhale the breath out, lean forward and draw the belly button to the spine and then up under the rib cage as the breath is held out. And again, your ability to hold the breath out will govern the length of this practice. We'll do 3, the first one together. Exhale your breathing. Take a full yogic breath, inhale. Exhale the breath completely, lean forward, hands turn in, hold the breath out, no breathing here, belly to the spine, up under the rib cage, Uddiyana bandha, flying upward, the navel lock. Two more rounds on your own. And just breathe normally, feeling the effects of the practice. So now we'll put this together in a practice that's called Tri Bandha Pranayama, the 3-lock practice. The technique is you begin the inhale, the belly expands outward, and then as you continue to inhale, the belly draws to the spine. That's when you capture Mula Bandha. And then get to the top of the inhale breath, hold the breath in, and then release the chin into the hollow of the throat while at the same time holding Mula Bandha. Hold the breath as long as comfortable here, and then lift the chin, exhaling your breathing. You can release Mula Bandha if you like, getting to the very bottom of the exhale, lean forward and capture Uddiyana Bandha, the navel lock, belly to the spine, up under the rib cage. And then when you need to breathe, just gently release. We'll do 3 rounds also of Tri Bandha Pranayama, the 3-lock practice. We'll do the first one together. Exhale the breath completely. And then take a full breath in here. Mula Bandha is captured. Jalanhar Bandha is captured. Pause. Lift the chin and gently exhale. 2 more rounds on your own. Triban Pranayam, the three lock practice. Mula, Janhara, Udyan. Feel the effects of the practice. So the meditation will integrate the heart and transcendental vision. So connecting the vidya, that means knowledge, of sattva buddhi. So sattva is pure energy, and buddhi is the high intellect. With the transcendent seer. First, bring your awareness behind the very bottom part of your sternum, about 3 to 4 finger widths deep inside the cavity of the chest. And just hold it there and breathe into it. The technique is just imagine that you can draw the breath from outside of the chest, right in that location, but then into Hridayam, into the heart center, this place of the Atman, the soul, the psychic entity, the higher intellect. It's likely if you stabilize the perception there that you will feel peace. That you will glow with effulgent light. There'll be this slight vibration of joy that's just so fully present. And then gently let your awareness now go into the third eye. So travel it up into the head. 4 finger widths deep inside the brain from the front of the forehead. The pineal gland, as we know, the technique is similar. You can draw the breath through the nasal cavity and then pierce the upper part of the cranium and into the center of the brain with the prana. And so now the technique of the meditation will first be to inhale into the heart and then exhale into the third eye. So very specifically and precisely move the awareness from the heart to Hridayam to Agnya Chakra, the third eye. Very specific. Inhaling into the heart, exhaling into the third eye. The breath is like a refined mist. It's like a vapor if one were to imagine the breath. And the breath is, it's shallow here. It's not a deep breathing to practice. Very subtle, light, clear, very sattvic, pure. Fully awakened being. The seer being seen. And then add the mantra of Om as you inhale and the mantra of Om as you exhale internally, subvocally. And then very gently begin to back out of all the efforts of experience and just abide in a sense of peace and a sense of presence. Just a prayer for peace. Om Jah Shanti Rantaraksham Shanti Vritti Shanti Rapa Shanti Oshataya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Vishve Deva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvam Shanti Shanti Deva Shanti Sama Shanti Rehi. Then an Om and three Shantis together, one breath for the Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Oh, Great Spirit, may there be peace in the heavens. May there be peace in the sky. May there be peace on earth. May there be peace in the waters. May there be peace in the plants. May there be peace in the trees. May there be peace in the gods. May there be peace in the absolute God. May there be peace in all of nature. And let that peace be all of ours. Om, peace. 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 And an Om here together. Just hands to prayer here, and just feel. Just with humility and love and peace. I'm just so grateful to share these moments with all of you. Namaste. Just keep doing practices. Just do the work. Shivalaya. And there'll be more, And for those of you in virtual world, send out any comments and things and all the rest. And I'm going to end the stream now. We're going to keep going for another day and a half. So thank you for joining us for this morning moment. Namaste.